Every driver has one stop he'll spend an extra half hour to reach. Not the biggest name, not the chain with the newest showers, the place that lives on your mental map, because you'd actually tell another driver to pull off there. Interstate 10 has more of those stops than most people think. It's the youngest coast-to-coast interstate. The very last piece, the Deck Park Tunnel under Phoenix, didn't open until 1990, so most people dismiss it as a flat, boring run. But hidden along those 2,460 miles from Santa Monica to Jacksonville are a string of exits worth planning your trip around. We're hitting 8 of them, from the deeply practical to the ones so strange it's been pulling drivers off the road for more than 50 years. Every stop on this list earns its spot with a number you can check from the location's own page, or a reputation drivers have been handing each other for decades. And the number one stop? It's backed by over 247 roadside signs that all ask the same question and never answer it. Let's get into it. We start almost where the road itself starts, the first big stop east of the LA area. TA, Ontario, California, a Travel Centers of America truck stop at Milliken Avenue, exit 41. 549 truck parking spaces. That's the most on this whole list. It sits where the Inland Empire meets the open road. The Inland Empire is the huge group of storage and shipping buildings east of LA. It's full of UPS, FedEx, and AutoZone supply centers. 6 service bays, Shell Fuel, a Country Pride restaurant, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell. It's not fancy. But when you've spent a day fighting tight loading docks around the LA ports, you just need a spot that actually exists. The sign for Milliken Avenue is a beautiful thing then. When the only thing you want is a parking space that's actually there, you take exit 41. No shame in it. But if you're heading east, the road changes fast. After Ontario, you cross the desert. And the next stop that really matters is the last real break before Texas takes over. More than a third of Interstate 10's whole length sits inside that one state, and El Paso is the gate. Petro El Paso at Horizon Boulevard, exit 37. It has 290 overnight spaces and 6 bays open around the clock. Fuel is Valero with a plant-based diesel mix. There's a Black Bear Diner, a Blue Beacon truck wash, and a cat scale. That's an official scale for weighing your rig. There's also a place to get a haircut and a fenced area for your dog. Picture an early morning, the truck getting checked in a well-lit bay, you grabbing a coffee and a clean shirt before the 12-hour push across West Texas. You don't start the Texas stretch without a full tank and a clean shirt. El Paso gives you both. A few hundred miles east, you hit the point where Interstates 10, 35, and 37 all meet. That's San Antonio. And here, the real problem isn't parking. It's the truck. TA San Antonio at Foster Road, exit 583. 238 spaces, but the quiet star is the repair department. 7 bays, open 24 hours a day. Shell Fuel, Amazon Lockers, Popeyes, Burger King, Fazoli's, an Italian fast food chain. When you're dealing with a warning light across the state and the clock says 2 in the morning, this is where you hope to end up. A repairman under the rig, you grabbing a Popeyes sandwich in the lot, not fancy, but at 2 a.m., you're grateful. When your truck is making a noise and you're in Texas, this is the exit you pray for. Past Houston, you cross into Louisiana, and soon you're on the Atchafalaya Basin Bridge. 18 miles of raised highway over open swamp. No exits, no shoulder to pull onto. The first real place after that is LaPlace. TA Express. LaPlace, right at the Interstate 55 meeting point. 117 spaces with the Reserve It choice. You can pay ahead to lock in a parking space. Marathon Fuel, Subway, another cat scale. And here's the touch that tells you you've truly left Texas, something you couldn't find in Texas. A row of video card game machines in the travel store. You've just spent half an hour on a bridge with nowhere to pull off. You're still a little tense, and you walk in for a sandwich and see the glow of the game screens. Maybe you laugh a little, maybe you put in $1. You've survived the swamp. Now you can have a hot sandwich and a little Louisiana luck. Remember that. And don't forget, we're still driving toward that strange stop with the roadside signs, the one that's been pulling drivers off the road for decades. But first, we've got a few more practical places to check off. Louisiana drivers, Be honest with us, is the video card game play at the truck stops actually a good time, or is it just a trick for tourists? Drop a quick story in the comments. That's how I'll know who made it this deep into the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, think of this as your open invitation to ride along. We've got a lot of roads left to map. After LaPlace, you roll through New Orleans, through Mississippi, and not long after crossing into Alabama, you've got a decision to make, because the Mobile Tunnel is coming. TA Mobile down at Grand Bay. Exit 4, just 89 spaces, but 5 bays open all day and night. BP Fuel, Dunkin', and Popeyes. This one is all about position. It's one of the first exits after the state line, parked right before the Mobile Bay Tunnel and the long, low bridge, a known tricky area. Picture evening, you're fueling up, checking the weather radar on your phone, and you know that if you pass this exit, you might not find another guaranteed spot for 30 miles. Sometimes the best stop is the one you can't afford to miss, because the road after it has no plan B. Remember Ontario, with 549 spaces? This is the other end of the 2,460-mile story. The last stop before the interstate simply stops existing. TA Baldwin, Florida, at US 301, exit 343. It has 90 spaces with Reserve It. Remember, you can pay ahead to lock in a space. 2 bays around the clock. A Moco Fuel, Arby's, a laundry, and a dog area. And a nice touch, a doctor's office for your DOT physical. That's the Department of Transportation Health Check. You need it to keep your medical card current. That card proves you passed the physical. It sits barely 20 miles from where Interstate 10 ends at Interstate 95 in Jacksonville. Picture the final exit, the highway about to break into city streets, and there's this small rest stop with an Arby's and a scale. Your last check before the final leg. One end of this road, you can't find enough parking. The other end, you're just glad there's an exit left before the road runs out. Now we're going back to the western desert because the final 2 stops on this route break every rule we've seen so far. 6 stops in, and every one of them has been a big chain lot with a parking count and a fuel brand. The last 2 are different. They're not on this list because of numbers. They're here because of the people behind them and the stories they tell. Bowlin's Continental Divide, New Mexico, Interstate 10, Exit 42, about 20 miles east of Lordsburg. This is a family-run trading post, and the Bowlin name has been in this business since 1912. Claude M. Bowlin started it. Today, the company is still run by Michael L. Bowlin. It's based in Albuquerque, with 10 locations and over $27 million in sales last year. That's a solid business. At this stop, they sell real Native American jewelry, heavy floor coverings, art. It smells like leather and a dried desert plant, not diesel. No showers, no service bays. But you step out into that dry New Mexico air, walk through the door, and you might pick up a small blue-green ring for your daughter. 100 years, the same family. That's the kind of stop you remember, even if you can't shower there. And this isn't the only Bowlins on Interstate 10. 280 miles west, the same family runs the strangest attraction in the desert. Keep that in mind. That brings us to the number 1 stop on Interstate 10, the one I pointed to at the start. The Thing at Dragoon, Arizona, exit 322. Over 247 roadside signs, stretching 200 miles of desert, all asking the same 3-letter question and never giving you the answer. You've been pushing east of Tucson, a sign every mile. What is the Thing? And by the time you've counted 30 of them, you're honestly thinking about pulling off. The entry price is $5. Behind the door is a room with its air set just right. It holds a preserved mother and child, shaped like ancient Egyptian mummies. There are old wood figures, a Rolls Royce, a covered wagon from the musical Oklahoma, and printed art pieces, all put together by Thomas Binkley Prince. He first ran this show in the Mojave Desert, then moved it here in 1965. Some of the figures came from Homer Tate, a famous builder of strange exhibits. Is it real? They still don't tell you. And here's the thread that ties the whole map together. The Thing is run by Bowlin Travel Centers, the same Albuquerque family that runs the quiet trading post at Exit 42. The nice people selling blue-green jewelry and heavy floor coverings, they also run this. Same road, same company, 280 miles apart. One end of the Bowlin operation is a peaceful place you take your family. The other is the wildest, most advertised mystery in the desert. That's the map of Interstate 10, a century-old family traveling show, still going. Every other stop on this list earns its place with a number: parking spaces, service bays, fuel pumps. This one earns it with a question nobody will answer, repeated on a roadside sign every mile for 200 miles, for over 50 years. The best stop on Interstate 10 isn't the one with the most extras. It's the one you'll be telling stories about 10 years from now. That's the real map. From the 549 Space Giant in California to the $5 mystery in Arizona, the stops drivers actually love aren't just one kind. They're the practical giants that have a bay open at 2 in the morning. They're the family trading posts that were here before the interstate existed. And they're the strange little sights that make the road worth telling stories about. And the Bowlin family quietly runs both a trading post and the strangest attraction in the Southwest. They are the thread that ties it all together, a century-old map, still written by the people who live on it. And to every driver out here who passes the word, who tells the new guy, take this exit, not that one, you're the real map. These places exist because you remember them and you tell each other. That matters. You run Interstate 10 for a living. What's the one stop between Santa Monica and Jacksonville you'd never skip? And why? The parking, the shower, the food, or something else? Name the town. We read every single comment, and the best ones become the next video. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. It's the only way to make sure you don't miss the next map we pull out. We've got a lot of roads left. Until next time, stay safe out there.